can grow from here.
For sure. Devastating striking, great job setting up that leg kick and staying with that weapon until he got the finish. And that does it for our amateur action of the evening. We are moving on to the professional ranks for the first time tonight, and for the rest of the night, it's professionals and professionals only. Montoyia Swilling returns to the Cage Titans cage in search of his first victory against Trevor Gudde, also in search of his first victory here tonight.
Trevor Gudde is a teammate of both myself and Don, and you know, I think this is going to be a very compelling matchup. Trevor has been working a lot on his striking, and we know that Montoyia loves to swing, but his foil is the grappling where Trevor is strongest. I think that, you know, obviously it goes without saying Trevor is going to be looking to take it to the ground, but I foresee him standing with Montoyia a bit, and that's where it gets interesting.
I'm really excited to see how this fight plays out. Both very tall, long guys.
Montoyia Swilling 6'2", Trevor Gudde 6'7". Trevor Gudde, the amateur welterweight champion for a time back in his career, was unblemished in his amateur career, and then comes onto the scene and loses his first professional fight by submission to John Adams. So he's hungry to bounce back and climb into the winner's circle with a victory over Montoyia Swilling tonight. And Montoyia Swilling rocking his signature Green Lantern shorts, as he always does. And he's 0-12 in his career, and always succumbs to some sort of submission of some sort. But he's been showing improvements in his grappling in his last 3 fights, where, you know, he's just making educated decisions in there, where he's actually progressing positions, been on top a few times, got out of some bad spots, and he's a super powerful striker as well. Talk to Jimmy Manning, who was able to submit Montoyia Swilling in a fight a couple years ago, and he just comes up and says, listen, you don't want to get hit by that guy. He's a powerful dude, Montoyia Swilling is, and it's no different against Trevor Gudde.
I mean, you can look at him and you can tell that he's a specimen, and we've seen him fight before. He throws hard and is dangerous, and that's why everyone is so eager to drag him to the mat to offset that.
Richie Santiago in the corner of Montoyia Swilling. He commentates, he grapples, and now he is cornering Montoyia Swilling with Ryan Dunn.
A little bit of everything, doesn't he, huh? Richie does a little bit of everything, doesn't he?
Jack of all trades.
I think I took his seat tonight for a few fights.
I love the Green Lantern shorts as well for Montoyia. Always smiling, always excited to go in there. He's going to do his signature spider crawl around the cage 2 or 3 times, I'm going to guess. Yep, here it goes.
And here we go.
He's going to crawl the entire way. There it is.
Now, this is something I don't see in the back room. I don't watch the fights when I'm competing in it. I don't ever think I got the chance to watch Montoyia compete because I've always been on the same cards as him. So
only 2 times.
This is fun.
Only 2 times for Montoyia. As the scarecrow awaits in the background, Trevor Gudde, 6-0 as an amateur, defeated Marty Mavis twice at the amateur ranks. Phenomenal, rangy striker, an extremely decorated grappler, a purple belt under Keith Florian, and just one of my favorite young fighters on the circuit.
Very unusual body type, very unusual style of jiu-jitsu that goes with it. He hits all sorts of moves that you just wouldn't really expect from odd angles. I'm very interested and curious to see how his mind state is going to be, considering that he did, you know, go from being unblemished to then suffering his first defeat in his pro debut. I wonder what type of pressure that puts on him coming back into this now, and how that's going to affect his game plan.
You know, this actually reminds me, Trevor's career actually reminds me a lot of my own, where I was undefeated as an amateur champion, and then going into my professional debut and losing. It's a true test to see what you're made of and how you're going to bounce back.
Did you feel more eager to when you came back? Did you feel more nervous? Did you feel like there was a greater level of pressure? Because what is that experience like?
If I can remember correctly, I really think that I was a little bit more nervous, a little bit more emotional, if that makes sense. Where my first fight, I thought it was going to go my way. I ended up getting cut. There's nothing I could do about that.
Trevor Gudde makes his second entrance to the Cage Titans cage on combat night. Only this time, it's not in a super grappling fight. It's a professional mixed martial arts bout. we take it away to the measurables as I get ready to introduce this welterweight matchup.
Montoyia Swilling, 34 years old. Trevor Gudde, 29. Montoyia weighing in at 174 to Trevor Gudde's 171. It's tall, 6'2" for Montoyia Swilling. Trevor Gudde is 6'7" with a 77-inch reach advantage. He is standing tall over all of his opponents, Montoyia Swilling included, and I'm very curious to see how that's going to play out. Take it away, Andy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the amateurs and we will be professional for the rest of the evening. This is our 13th bout of the evening, scheduled for 3 rounds, 5 minutes apiece. And don't forget to join us at the official after party at Tavern on the Wharf, directly across the street, immediately following the final fight. Introducing to you first, in the red corner, with the record of 0-12, this man stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall, and he weighed in at 174 pounds. He is representing ATT Watertown. Give it up for Montoyia Sunshine Kanoha Swilling. And now, introducing his opponent, standing across from him in the blue corner, with the professional record of 0-1. He stands 6 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in at 171 pounds. He is representing Florian and Citadel. Give it up for Trevor, the Scarecrow Gudde. Our referee for this matchup is Alexius Phoenix.
Both tall guys.
I love that nickname, the Scarecrow.
Very fitting.
It really is.
You know, it's funny, he grew up in a rural town, and
Missouri.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was, Montoyia shooting for the takedown. He gets the takedown.
Big slam, but right into a guillotine. That is a deep guillotine for Trevor Gudde.
That is a very deep guillotine. Arm in, though.
Still a good angle for Gudde, and
he's going
6'7". He can do many different things in his jiu-jitsu game that most people can't because of his length.
I think
that is a
Trevor's gonna
cinched up
sweep
guillotine.
here. Pulls up the guard.
Full guard.
Oh, that is deep. That is very, very
Tap.
deep.
That's a tap. Easy submission for Trevor Gudde as he gets lifted off the ground, immediately latches onto the neck and holds onto that neck even with the slam, and just devastating, crushing power with that guillotine grip and without even throwing a punch.
Great
Scores his
composure.
first MMA victory at the professional ranks with this superb guillotine choke. He just made the right adjustments as Montoyia was trying to explode out. Phenomenal job from Trevor Gudde.
Again, fantastic jiu-jitsu from Trevor, and very, a tall man game. Once he latched on that neck, when I saw him get that C-guard, the configuration of his legs, it's really hard to get out of that when there's not even a gap in his legs.
And Trevor was on his back there, too. You could have seen that he could have actually transitioned and switched him out, but he chose to hold on to that guillotine, and it ended up proving out for him.
In the last combat night, he competed against Devin Powell, UFC veteran and jiu-jitsu black belt. And while Devin did eventually submit Trevor, Trevor held his own, showed that he has the jiu-jitsu skills that are very high level. And I think that Montoyia, though he's very powerful, has shown a weakness there. So, it seemed once that they hit the ground, it seemed like that's just how it was going to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these two warriors. Referee Alexius Phoenix has called a stop to this contest at 32 seconds of round number 1, giving you your winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, Trevor, the Scarecrow Gudde.
All right, that does it for Trevor the Scarecrow. Gudde, a superb guillotine finish